The arena thundered with the roar of 50,000 voices. Lightning strobed across the stage as Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness himself, commanded the chaos with supernatural energy. But in one electrifying moment, this rock legend would do something that no one saw coming. Something that would silence an entire stadium and reveal the true heart beating beneath the madman's mask. The massive arena pulsed like a living creature. Black-clad metalheads stretched from the pit to the nosebleeds, their voices merging into a primal roar that made the concrete foundations tremble. This wasn't just any concert. This was Ozzy Osbourne in his prime, the undisputed king of heavy metal, delivering one of his most explosive performances. Ozzy prowled the stage like a caged panther suddenly set free. Sweat glistened on his tattooed arms as he gripped the microphone stand, his voice cutting through the wall of sound like a razor blade. The crowd fed off his energy, transforming into a sea of raised fists and devil horns, piercing the smoky air. But down in the front row, just feet from the stage barriers, something sinister was unfolding that had nothing to do with the theatrical darkness on stage. A young girl no more than 19 had come to this show with pure excitement burning in her eyes. She'd saved for months to afford a front row ticket to see her hero perform. This was supposed to be the night of her life, the moment she'd remember forever. Instead, she found herself trapped in a nightmare. A group of intoxicated men had surrounded her, their behavior growing increasingly aggressive with each passing song. What started as unwelcome comments quickly escalated to physical harassment. They pushed closer, cornering her against the barrier, while their crude laughter mixed with the thunderous music. The girl tried everything, moving to different spots, waving desperately at security guards, even calling out for help. But her voice was swallowed by the deafening roar of the crowd. The security team, focused on crowd surfers and stage jumpers, missed her desperate signals entirely. Fear replaced the joy in her eyes as she realized she was truly alone in a sea of 50,000 people. That's when the impossible happened. Mid-song, during a particularly intense guitar solo that had the entire arena in a frenzy, Ozzy suddenly stopped singing. His legendary stage instincts, honed through decades of connecting with audiences, kicked in. His eyes, scanning the crowd as they always did, locked onto the scene unfolding in the front row. The band played on for a few confused seconds before realizing their frontman had gone silent. One by one, the instruments faded until an eerie quiet settled over the massive space. 50,000 people held their breath. Ozzy stepped to the very edge of the stage, his silhouette backlit by the blazing spotlights. He raised his arm and pointed directly into the crowd like an avenging angel. "Hey!" His voice exploded through the PA system like thunder. "You leave her the hell alone!" The words hit the arena like a physical force. In an instant, 50,000 pairs of eyes turned toward where Ozzy was pointing. The massive crowd, moments before a writhing mass of chaos, froze completely. The harassers tried to blend back into the crowd, pretending innocence. But Ozzy wasn't finished. He slammed his microphone stand against the stage with a metallic crash that echoed through the stunned silence. "Security! Get these pieces of garbage out of my show! Now!" The girl looked up in shock, tears streaming down her face. Not from fear anymore, but from overwhelming relief and disbelief. Ozzy Osbourne, the man whose wild reputation preceded him everywhere, had just become her protector. Security finally sprang into action, cutting through the crowd like a knife through butter. The harassers, exposed under the gaze of thousands of angry metalheads, were dragged out one by one to a chorus of boos and jeers that shook the building. But Ozzy wasn't done. He crouched at the edge of the stage, his voice now gentle and caring, as he spoke directly to the girl through his microphone. "You all right, love?" Those 3 words, broadcast to every corner of the arena, revealed something the world rarely saw: the compassionate heart beating beneath the Prince of Darkness's theatrical exterior. The girl nodded, overwhelmed by emotion. The entire arena erupted, not in cheers for a song or a guitar solo, but in thunderous applause for an act of pure human decency. What happened next transformed the entire concert. Ozzy helped the girl to safety, ensuring she was brought to a secure area near the stage. Then he addressed his audience with words that would be remembered long after the last note faded. "Listen to me. We come here for the music, for the love, for the escape. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has the right to ruin that for someone else. My fans are my family, and you protect your family. The crowd's response was deafening, but this time it wasn't just excitement. It was respect, gratitude, and love for a man who had just shown them his true character. By the next morning, footage of the incident had exploded across social media. Videos showing Ozzy stopping mid-performance to protect a fan went viral within hours, reaching far beyond the metal community. Headlines appeared everywhere. Prince of Darkness becomes guardian angel. Ozzy Osbourne stops concert to save fan. The Night Rock's wild man showed his true heart. For many, this was a revelation. The media had painted Ozzy as unpredictable, even dangerous. The man who bit the head off a bat, who lived through scandals that would have destroyed other careers. But here was undeniable proof of something different, a deeply human side that many had never seen. The young girl herself later spoke about that night. I thought I was invisible in that crowd, but Ozzy saw me. He stopped everything. For me, I'll never forget that someone cared enough to protect me when I needed it most. Years have passed, but the story endures. It's become part of Ozzy's legend. Not the wild antics or shocking performances, but the night he chose humanity over showmanship. In fan forums, at rock festivals, and in documentaries, people still tell this story with the same awe. It's proof that even in our darkest, most chaotic moments, kindness and courage can shine through. The girl kept her ticket stub from that night, a reminder that she wasn't invisible, that someone saw her and stood up when it mattered most. And Ozzy? He remained characteristically humble about the whole thing. What else was I going to do? Stand there and watch? Not a chance. While Ozzy Osbourne will always be remembered for his incredible voice, his theatrical performances, and his larger-than-life presence in music history, he'll also be remembered for something else. The night he stopped everything for a fan. The night he proved that the most powerful performances don't always come from stage lights and amplifiers. Sometimes they come from the simple act of doing what's right. Sometimes they come from choosing to protect someone who needs protection. Sometimes they come from showing the world that beneath the makeup and the madness beats the heart of someone who truly cares. That night, the Prince of Darkness became something even more powerful. He became a light in someone's darkest moment, and that's a performance that will never be forgotten. The crowd was left speechless, but the story they witnessed will echo through eternity.